So in the last lesson, we went over tuning your guitar, and before that, we went over the anatomy of the guitar, so you should be all ready to start playing now. So the basic playing techniques boils down to three things, and this is picking, strumming, and fretting. So picking is when you use your pick or your fingers in finger picking, and you strike an individual string. So that's picking a string, or with your finger. There you go. Strumming, on the other hand, is when you go across multiple strings in one motion, and once again, this can be done with either the pick or with your fingers. So strumming, and then picking. For both picking and strumming, there are upstrokes and downstrokes. So an down pick, moving your wrist down and moving the pick down, as opposed to an up pick where you're kind of flicking it up like this. And then for a down strum, you go down, and up strum, you come up. The last main technique that I kind of failed to mention when talking about strumming, picking, and fretting is muting, and this is almost equally as important. So as you might have seen, what I've been doing is if I'm picking a note and I want to stop it, I just rest my fingers over the top of the string. And you can do this with either your fretting hand on the neck, or you can do it with your picking hand using kind of this edge of your palm and just resting it across the string that's vibrating. So you're just killing that noise. So you can do it for both picking or strumming. And last but not least, we have fretting, which is when you press down on the string in between the frets here. And by doing so, you're shortening the length of the string so that it vibrates at a different frequency and thus changes the pitch of the note that is being produced. So if we are not fretting any strings, this is referred to as open. So I'd be picking an open low E string here without any frets going down. And then if I were to press down here in between the nut up here and this first fret, so this is fretting down on the first fret, and I play that same string, that's no longer an E note, it's now an F note. And if you climb up the neck of the guitar, going this way, you can hear the pitch of the note getting higher and higher until you reach the 12th note, in which it's the octave. So this is the low E, and this is the same pitch, E, but an octave up. So it's higher pitched. And hopefully you can hear that. I'll go over in more depth some of the music theory in another lesson, but just wanted to inform you of kind of the very basics here before that. At the end of the day, guitar playing all comes down to those four fundamentals: picking, strumming, muting, and fretting. As for holding your pick, what you want to do is you want to pinch it in between your thumb and your index finger like so. So depending on the size of your hands, it's obviously going to change your grip a little bit, but you want to leave a bit of the pick showing so that you can strike the string. And this, you can adjust this to however it's comfortable, but you want that pointed end out, and you basically want it like so. So as you can see here, it's kind of balanced like that with that edge exposed, and this is what you're striking the strings with. As for fretting, if you are having trouble getting a clean sounding note and your note sounds, and it's sounding more buzzy and not great, you're getting a lot of that noise. The key to fretting is you don't want your finger to be either on top of the fret itself, and you also don't want it to be in the middle or far back. You want your finger to be as close as possible to that fret, to the metal of the fret, without actually being on top of it like this. So right about here. And also you want to be using your fingertip, this portion right here. the very end. And this will hurt at first, but it's kind of, you got to pay your dues and get your calluses. There's no way around it other than just kind of doing it often, and eventually your fingers will adapt. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this lesson. Thanks for tuning on in, and we'll catch you next time. Adios, amigos.